Hey guys, what's up? You got Gypsy here, back for my week 4 match in the CFA. Today I'm bringing you my match versus Dallas Staryus, coached by a guy called Jake. I'll just give a quick rundown of the team I brought. So today, to start off with, we got Rachi. We should protect Rachi. We're fully invested in attack. I am carrying the Shed Shell, with only enough speed to outspeed Mamo. I wasn't outspeeding anything else on his team. Any faster threats, they all naturally outspeed me, and I didn't want to run Scarf this week. The rest of his mons, his defensive threats are easily outsped by the spread I've run today, so I could afford to put the rest in health. Next up, we've got specially defensive Rotom, who is there mainly to check the Starmie. Pretty standard move pool. Volt, Hydro, Willow, and Pain Split. Next up, we've got especially offensive Negraltaria. I figured I'd go especially offensive this week as opposed to physically. He does have the likes of Tangrowth, who could go physically defensive to take a lot of hits, take a big beating from my Altaria. Lip Seed me, sleep out of me, sludge wave me. So I didn't feel like, along with Mamo, who would outprioritize me anyway, is likely he'd run like a Scarf Infernape, something to deal like a lot of damage to my Altaria, even at +1. Outspeed and hit me up with that gunk shot, so I figured especially attacking was better off this week. And next up, I've got my Lando, who is actually a Carmine Yachi set this week. Carmine allows me to break through, his walls like AV Tangrowth, who can actually eat a Sludge Wave at neutral special attacks. So I did want to, pack that Carmine, just allow me to sweep a bit more effectively if I have taken down his threats like Mamo and Starmie to my Lando. Next up, we have a Carmine Cress. So I'm running 2 Carmines this round, this match. Carmine Cress with Moonblast and Psyshock and Moonlight. I can take hits from Infernape with this set. I am pretty physically defensive. As well as Starmie, I do have a little bit of Spadef to eat some Hydro Pumps from Starmie, which is pretty cool. If Rotom gets 2 weakened. And Moonblast is to hit the Sableye right there and Psychic coverage for the rest of his team. And lastly, I've got a predominantly defensive, but also a bit of special defense for Magnezone on my Stunfisk. Although I don't really need it, because Stunfisk is so fat and Magnezone can't touch it. So even with like a hidden power ground, it does nothing. So my Stunfisk is there to set up rocks, even though it's not very effective against this team, and he has the Sableye to kind of prevent hazards. Sableye takes nothing from Stunfisk, so hazards aren't really going to get up this game. It's not looking too likely, but if I do get the chance, I will set them up. But looking at the team he brought, Mamoswine is a huge threat. Starmie and Mamoswine together actually pose a huge threat to my team. Rotom is hard pressed to check both of them. So if I am caught out, leaving my Rotom in on like an Infernape, for example, and he gets weakened, Starmie or Mamo respectively can take him out, which is going to be huge for my team because Mamo is just such a menace. Excuse me. Also, something like as I mentioned, like a banded Infernape could also be pretty bad. So I've got to watch out for that going into the match. Anyway, let's just jump into the match right now. Alright, so first then I lead off with Rotom, as he leads off with his Magnezone. And he reveals to be Balloon. I'll just pause it here. He reveals to be Balloon, which is a pretty cool set on his part. Balloon helping him check Lando Eye, if he's running like HP Ice, for example. Also helps him check like an Earthquake DD Mega Ult. That's pretty cool on his part. Even like an HP Ground Jirachi. So that was a pretty good prep on his part. But he switches out there, as I just go for the Volt switch. Thinking he'd bring in his Tangrowth, which he does. And this lets me switch right out to my Landorus and immediately threaten him with a Sludge Wave. I didn't think he'd stay in an HP Ice because at that range, Sludge Wave does actually kill. He needs to be at full to take me out. For me to take him out. For him to live a Sludge Wave. So he does switch out here. Just goes right into his Magnezone. If anything, the reason I brought Landorus in was because they had Sludge Wave. It's pretty obvious. So he makes the good predict there. Goes out to his main zone. Who actually walls my Landorus at this point, which is pretty funny. Until I break his balloon. So now I go out to Rotom as he vaults here. Pretty interesting play on his part. I do have the Stunfisk, but he wasn't afraid of that. I go out to my Rotom here as he vaults and goes right out to his Sableye. Now this turn he Willows, but my Volt Switch actually goes first, so I guess he was stall Sableye, his pre-mega ability, which is pretty interesting. But that's fine with me because I am a special ult here, so as I said, I don't really care about the burn. So I'm fine to just stay in here and fight for Hyper Voice as he switches out. I guess not wanting to risk me being special. Or maybe thinking I might DD there, or Heal Bell, as his Infernape could outspeed me the next turn and get off a Gunk Shot. But I just fire off a nice Hyper Voice there. It does a clean 82% to the Infernape, so that's great for me. I'm not going to stay in here and risk the Gunk Shot, so just to make a switch out to my Cress. As he makes a good play in U-turns there. Doing a fair bit of damage, revealing he is adamant there. So in comes his income's Sableye, and this is just an easy switch back out to my ult. Even at +1 special defense, Sableye's not taking a modest Hyper Voice. So I'm fine to just fire off another as he actually sacks his Infernape, which is really good for me. I was really glad when he sacked it because it is a huge threat to my team. If he's Gunk Shot, it's really annoying to play around with Altaria. He brings in his Mammoth right here. I guess baiting me to go out to my Rotom, and then doubles to his Tangrowth on my switch out to Rotom. Now, pretty interesting play on his part because I do outspeed and I can Volt Switch, so I'm not quite sure what he was trying to achieve there. But I do just go straight out to my Mega Ult. I didn't think that he'd Sludge Wave there. It was a bit of a risky play on my part. Because, you know, perhaps he was trying to, you know, bait me into switching out to die to a Sludge Wave, which would have been a good play, I guess, but he actually goes to the Leaf Storm there. So, maybe he figured I'd stay in and Toxic, or something there, but I'm not going to stay in on a Tangrowth. So I go to my Altaria, and at -2, I can live a Sludge Wave from the Tangrowth. So I do take this opportunity just to roost up, just to see what he's going to go for, if he's going to show it off. But he goes out to his Magna Zone here. That's fine with me. I just switch out to my Stunfisk here because it is the check to the Magna Zone. I see Mero Coats actually, which is pretty interesting. So I just discharge here, trying to break his balloon, but he switches in his Tangrowth, which is kind of annoying because I did have Toxic on this set, but that's alright. So he sludges there, predicting my ult, which is a cool play in his part. But I just did want to scout for it because I had shown ult as my switch in prior to this turn, so I did want to scout and just see if he had the Sludge Bomb, or the Sludge Wave. Sorry, the Sludge Bomb. So right here, I just stay in and I Iron Head because, you know, it is chances are I'm going to flinch the Tangrowth down. And I do want to whittle him down because it is kind of annoying for my team to deal with. He sludges here, I guess over-predicting me to go out to my Altaria. And then he switches out to his Sableye, which is an interesting play. He's physically defensive because he's eating that Iron Head. I do crit there. Now, the crit didn't matter. I was going to 2-hit KO regardless. The first did 28, so it was doing over, you know, 25 each turn. And it wasn't my favour to flinch there. So he actually did risk the flinch, and I did crit. Again, the crit didn't matter. I don't really agree with him sacking his Sableye, but you know, it wasn't really that useful against my team. My team basically beat it. Everything beat it except Rotom and Stunfisk. So, you know, but yeah, he does make the play there, and it just stays in and lets me take out his Sableye, which is pretty nice. As he brings out his Starmie. So here I figured I'd just scout his set. He does show off the Hydro, and I want to determine if he's Life Orb. So I stayed in Wish here. and he does show off the life orb. So I figured, you know, I'd stall out a few of his life orb turns, stall out a few hydros here. Maybe scatter set if he has ice beam, if he's going to show ice beam. I'm healing, you know, roughly around 50%, maybe a little bit under with the wish. So I figured, you know, I'll just stay in for a bit here, see if he wants to switch out, or if he wants to show off recover as well. I just wanted to get some information on the Starmie. But he switches out to his Mamo here. And I'm not going to switch, I'm not going to stay in on Mamo. I had a feeling he would be scarfed actually. So I just got to my Rotom here as he goes to the EQ, which is nice. I knew he was scarfed. He wouldn't come in on Jirachi like that unless he was just the Lord of Bluffs, bluffing the scarf there. So I Volt here, knowing he's going to switch out. And this again lets me just bring in my Lando to cause some chaos on his team. I do take him out with the Sludge Wave there. He actually predicted me to predict his Magnezone right there. Which I guess is a pretty good play on his part, because I hadn't broken his balloon yet. So this turn I do just break it and go for the Psychic, as he does show off the HP ice, which is really cool on his part. I do like that on his team as somewhat of a Lando check, but Earth Power just clean takes him out there after I break his balloon. So at this point I just want to confirm that he is Scarfed, and yes, he does outspeed me. He goes for Icicle Crash. He would have just Ice Sharded if he wasn't Scarfed right there. But the Icicle Crash play does confirm he is Scarf, and at this point I just Volt out because he's not going to stay in, locked into Icicle Crash versus my Rotom, and I take out the Starmie, and now I just come in on my Crest, because I know a Scarfed Mammoth Swine isn't doing much to Crest. If he's knockoff, then I just switch into my ult. I see Icicle Crashes, and that does nothing. 24%. Cresselia is pretty fat. And Jirachi is just going to be able to take this one out with a max attack Iron Head here. He crits me, but that's cool because I crit him back. I don't know if the crit really mattered, to be honest. He was, you know, max speed, max attack, and I was a max attack Adamant Jirachi, so I don't really think the crit mattered right there, but nonetheless, it was a good game. Props to you, Jake. You had a pretty tough matchup, man. You know, Mega Sableye going up against Mega Ult. But, you know, you prepped. I thought you prepped really well. I thought Air Balloon Magnezone was a cool bring. I thought, you know, AV Tang was pretty nice, and Scarf Mamo, that was some heat. I liked that a lot, and I'm pretty sure he was banned Infernape too. So, yeah, you know, cool sets on his part. And next up we've got Juice, my next opponent, who is the only other player in the league who's undefeated, just like myself. So that's going to be a pretty interesting game. I am looking forward to it. It's going to happen over the next few days, so I will get the replay up on my channel as soon as I can. So stay posted for that, guys, and thanks for watching.